Hello Chunky, this is The Voice of Reason. My name's Alex Belfield. I have been legally trained by the BBC back in 1998 when I first started working for them at BBC Radio Nottingham. You can find out about the perverts and the liars and the cheats and indeed the alcoholics I worked with at Radio Nottingham in my new autobiography, which is called His Own Worst Enema. I understand the BBC lawyers are currently fingering my epistle as we speak to find ways of getting that banned. Well, buy it quick before it is. I'm also on license conditions, as you know, and my license is very, very clear that I cannot talk about victims, but I can talk about anything else. But the question I'd like to raise today is, who is the victim? You see, Tony Blair decided that anybody who claimed to be a victim is the victim, and they have to be believed to be a victim. That is the way the law works. I went through a trial where the prosecution would speak and the media would sit and on their tippy-tappies write everything down, and the second that we gave our defence, they all left. Thankfully, I was the first person in history ever to report on my own case, having asked Judge Sarni, could I report on my own case, as I am a journalist, and he agreed. Having had 25 years in journalism, I could report on my case, so you were able to see the court reports. We did not see a balanced view of the Lucy Letby trial because it was by definition biased. I do not believe the media in this country report trials fairly because I saw firsthand how the scum-sucking pond life leave at a point where it doesn't work in the prosecution's favour. They are undeniably in cahoots with the police, for example. They are undeniably on tap with the CPS. And I believe this country is utterly flawed and corrupt and crooked from top to bottom, having been through 3 years in jail for words. With regards to Lucy Letby and the 3 arrests today, I do not wish to comment about the 3 people. I know nothing about them. I also wish to say that I wasn't there and don't know anything about the death of the babies, which is nothing but tragic and unforgivable. But what I do believe that I will be elucidating on Sunday night during my phone-in behind my paywall, where I can actually say what I think without the mainstream media working tirelessly to currently close down this channel, which is happening right now. They are transcribing everything and begging the press office at YouTube to close me down. Free speech, eh? They want their free speech, but they don't want our free speech. Well, all I'm going to say is, having been through a corrupt trial, having been part of the Nottingham corrupt police witch hunt to close me down, I don't believe a word that the media say when it comes to any trial now, because I have been the victim of the way they edit the truth. What I believe personally, regardless of anything to do with this case, is that I don't believe in 2025, 24, 2017 or 2020 that one person could murder 7 babies and nearly murder 7 other babies and nobody else knew anything about it. I believe that Lucy Letby is the fall guy. Now, whether or not she murdered those babies, I don't know. I wasn't there, and I would never dream of insulting the families by commenting on that. But what I do know is that every single one of our .gov businesses, and they are a business, is corrupt, because public money seems to corrupt everything, as I've experienced firsthand. So before you believe a word you read in the mainstream media about killer or murderer, or indeed the letter that she wrote where she talked about killing babies, and they took that out of context because in fact that was part of a psychology test to give her worst nightmares, which she documented and then they used against her. They twist everything, every single thing. And in my second book, which is called Locked Down, Locked Up, I explain how the police are not your friend and you should never let them in. I explain how you never tell them anything because their only agenda, following Tony Blair's everyone is a victim who believes they're a victim, is to find you guilty. They have no interest in the truth or what is right. They are self-serving in entirety and will do whatever they can to fuck you over. So I'm going to talk about this more on Sunday live at 9 o'clock at alexbelfield.com on the phone-in, and you can find out about my experience with the media over 25 years in my new book by buying it at alexbelfield.com, and we'll see where we go from here. But just know right now, because I'm talking about things like this, there are newspapers and those who are giving them money in backhanders in little brown envelopes to work on other agencies' behalves to get me cancelled, to shut me up because I'm meant to be dead now. They did not send me to prison for 2.9 years for words when convicted paedophiles are currently sitting at home with no restrictions whatsoever for me to be alive making this video. I beg of you in any trial to go and sit in the courtroom and listen to both sides, because the side you get on the news is utter bullshit. It is edited, and it is the perspective of the biased person who is reporting it. And I know in my trial, and I will look anyone in the eye who denies that when we spoke and put up our defense, the media walked out. That happened because they didn't want to hear it. So when you hear something like the Lucy Letby case, and I repeat, it is tragic, it's unforgivable, and my heart goes out to the families. But I do not believe a person could kill 7 babies and attempt to kill another 7 babies without other people knowing. And what I do know is this corrupt government of ours, which is institutionally crooked, will do whatever they can at any level to cover up from top to bottom. This is Alex Belfield. My name is The Voice of Reason here at YouTube, and at alexbelfield.com. It is the place where I try and make you laugh, but this isn't funny. There are no jokes in this. There is a woman in prison and there's 7 dead babies. This is not a time for jokes. But what you need to realize is that you're being spun all kinds of whoop-de-doo lies by the mainstream media, who are not giving you the trial perspective as it is in real time in that court. They're giving you their perspective on behalf of the prosecution, or whoever's giving the backhanders in the brown envelopes. This is a tragic, horrible case, but my gut instinct says that other people knew things, and it is totally unrelated to the arrest today. And by the way, I can talk about this because they have not been charged at the point that this is being recorded at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon. My perspective is this: question everything. I will be back live on Sunday at 9 o'clock with the phone in, where you can have your say, where we're protected to have our free speech, unlike here, where the dark forces are tirelessly working to have me cancelled. Free speech, my airy white arse.